My sister and I have always been intrigued by serial killers. We were fascinated by Jack the Ripper and would pick up on pieces of his career here and there. In my junior year of college, I was told to pick a topic for my research project that would interest me. I decided to study serial murderers in Western and non-Western cultures, and to try and answer whether Western culture spread serial murder or if serial murder already existed in non-Western areas. I delved into the world of isolation, a world where connecting with human beings only came from death. I spent hours reading about some of the most brutal acts in human history, trying to discover why. Why people would take apart the human body, why the Ripper removed Mary's heart, and why Dahmer ate his victims. It appeared that all of these murderers were influenced by the same set of factors, even across time and space. I felt as if I were discovering a hidden connection that explained one of the most important components of globalized cultural influences. I compiled evidence that proved Western culture helped spread serial murder through technology, media, and urbanization. These changes made individuals and societies more isolated and unable to relate to other people. While studying and researching in the Kimball Library, I ran into a guy I had met a few years earlier. He worked in the library as a computer technician upstairs. Every time I went to work on my project, I checked out a white MacBook from him. The only reason I was even in the library for my project was because I liked using the MacBooks instead of the PC I had. I'd work for hours, immersed in the dark and isolated world of serial murders. When it became too much, I took breaks and chatted with him and his friends, trying to come back to the world of normal. He worked the late night shift, so I often waited until the end of the day to work on my thesis just so I could continue our conversation from the night before. Eventually, his friend invited me to come to their house for Friday night Magic the Gathering and pizza. He taught me how to play and helped me beat the other guys. We exchanged numbers and began to text each other more frequently. The friendship we were forming was a welcome relief from the cold, distant research of mutilated corpses, women and men who were tortured before being brutalized and murdered. I was almost done with my project, and soon I wouldn't have an excuse to go see him at the library anymore. He agreed to come over on Valentine's Day to help me cook my first pot roast. We sat on the couch, waiting for it to finish. He said he liked me, and he gave me a small box. Inside was a necklace with 3 hearts, a silver, a bronze, and a gold. We started dating that night. Although my project was over and the dead were still dead, my life, our lives, were only just beginning. I still have the necklace and my first real Valentine.